Good morning, guys. Good morning. This is Darryl with Lee's Lawn Care and Services. How y'all doing on this Thursday morning? Well, not Thursday morning. It's about 10:20. I'm actually late. I had to. I went and bought some more tools for the business. An electric edge trimmer and an electric pole saw. I ran to Harbor Freight. Got those two tools picked up. And yeah, I mean, it's not something I use all the time. I use them like once a month, on certain properties, and that's it. I don't use them like that. So I couldn't justify paying $300-400 for something I don't use that often. That's primarily going to sit. I don't use it that much. So I went and bought those guys, and they should hold up pretty nicely. Like I said, it's minimal use. It won't be used that much, and then you just go from there. So I have an electric one before I went and bought those two. It was old. It was like, that thing's like 7 years old, man, and still cuts, not as sharp. Excuse me, not as sharp as it used to when I first bought it. But I mean, it still cuts, and then I have to work it a little bit to cut because it's dull. And I could have bought a sharpening stone and all that good stuff because it still works. But I mean, something that's 7 years old, and it only cost me $40, way back in the days when I got it. So I think I've got my use out of it. So I went and bought two. I needed a pole saw because I got to cut a couple branches off a tree for a customer of mine. So I bought that. And I'm gonna do that, and I mean, that job will pay for whatever I pay. I paid $120 today for the two pieces of equipment, and this job is gonna cover that, easily. So I have something for years to come, and the job will pay for it. It'll pay for itself. Like I said, I got those other storage properties. There's 3 of them where I have to do a little light tree trimming, so it'll come in handy for something like that. Not something I'm gonna be using every day. How often do we trim trees, guys? We don't trim them now. Primarily, we go there, we cut the grass, do everything that's dealing with the yard, and that's about it. If we do the shrub trimming, it's like once a month, maybe once every 2 months. Not something that we typically do all the time. So that's pretty much how I looked at it. I'm like, okay, well, this will work for what I'm doing. You don't have to go out and buy the latest and greatest of everything, man. Just don't have to do it. If you're not going to use something that frequently, then I just say just get something just to have, so that way if you need to do something, you have the ability to do it, and then you just keep it moving, because also. This particular pole saw that I bought, one of my customers, well, he's not a customer, he's a really good friend now. I still go and cut the grass and stuff. But he has one, and I've used his several times on thick branches because they had a storm that hit the area. I think it was last year before last. And I used his little electric saw to cut them thing, and it just went right through the branches like it was nothing. And that's all you need. You don't need nothing like overwhelmed. You don't need nothing that, unless you in a tree cutting business, and that's a different story. So if you're not in that type of business and you're just doing like a little trimming every now and then, get your little something lightweight, something that's going to be cost efficient for what you're doing, and that's it. You just keep it moving, and you have it. And if you want to do something for another customer, whatever, you can offer that service to them. Say, hey, I trim these limbs and I put it out for the trash man and all that stuff. Hey, that's a way to make some extra money. All right, guys, not gonna keep you long on that one. Just a little, little food for thought, man. Don't go buy the latest and greatest to run your business like that. If you're using something very lightly, you don't have to go out there and spend $400 or $500 on something like that when you don't use it that much. So that's my time, guys. Think smart, think ahead. Love you. Take care.